Hello, everyone. Welcome to Laughs on Lockdown.
Sorry. It's still setting up.
Oh
Still
my
setting up. Sorry.
God.
It's still saying it's set up meeting. Okay, we're live now. Now.
Work under these conditions.
Now we're fucking live.
Okay. Are we?
We're live. Sorry.
You have one job.
That's such a good start,
I
too.
rehearsed this fucking thing. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Laughs on Lockdown, Volume 2. I'm your MC, Short, and your other MC is Liam. You will see him later. Okay, I'm so excited for this. I'm the MC. This is kind of interesting because usually if you perform for like a live audience, you don't really know who you're talking to. Now I don't know if I'm even talking to anyone, so this is dope. I love it so much. But yeah, I'm your MC for the evening. There are donations. We do accept donations, and they go to Voedselbank. They go to Voedselbank. So please do show your support and donate. That'd be fucking dope. Speaking of dope, I'm in a relationship. So yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint you, fellas. Like I'm in a relationship, and it's actually quite surprising, really, because like it doesn't really mean shit right now. But you know, it's very like technological, right? Like, you know, I'll send a nude and she sees it and she doesn't respond back. I love it. It's phenomenal, right? But in like the society that we live in right now, it's really dope because like what happens now is that she still does a lot of things, right? Like I'm at home a lot, so I want to buy a lot of food because, you know, I'm a fat bitch. And like I want to buy a lot of food, and she's like, babe, just so you know, calm down on the food, yada yada yada, because even though you take student loans from the government, it's not your money. Like, just remember that shit, right? And I'm like, why are you doing this shit? Like, if I want to buy you something, she keeps saying, like, it's not your money. And I'm like, who the fuck sent you? Like, why are you so worried about my wallet, right? So since, you know, it's not my money, it belongs to the government. If I go to like a bar or whatever, well, not anymore, but if I go to like a bar or whatever and there's like those people there, I'll buy them drinks, you know, and they'll be like, sure, why are you buying all these drinks? And I'm like, hey, it's you guys' money. I'm just paying it back. Like, these drinks are technically on you. You know what I mean? So, like, and that's what I used to do before the whole, you know, this, right? So before this, like, I was like going out a lot, not anymore. Well, I'm lying, I never did. But like now, I spend so much time at home. I know how to like pass time now. So what I do is I play SpongeBob Monopoly by myself, and it's really fucking dope. Because it's like, you know, like if it's so, because like I was thinking about it, right? Like this is like a little society. It's below the sea. It's pretty much the Netherlands, right? So to make things realistic, if I'm buying like a property, I'll add zeros to make it look more realistic. And it's really fucking dope too, because like also like you might be wondering, like the game ends when someone or when you're bankrupt, right? Well, how am I gonna go bankrupt if I'm the fucking bank? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just taking loans. I'm not paying them back. Student loans, no, I'm kidding, right? I'm not paying them back. You know, like Ozark season 4. I'm guaranteed, right? So I'm not really paying them back, and that's really fucking dope too. But then, you know, how the game ends is because I'm a student, I give the money back because, you know, it's not mine anyway. So it's a great time for this show. I'm so excited. Like, there's so much going on right now. We all need the laughs. We all fucking need this shit. Like, it's so crazy, and everyone's trying to help out. Like, even Pornhub, a corporate company, is trying to help. Pornhub, okay? It's trying to help, okay? It's saying, like, yeah, you know, everyone gets premium porn now or whatever. And I gotta say, like, it's so weird because, like, now that I have premium porn, I don't even watch the jerk off. I watch it just to catch up. Like, I'm just watching it like just to see what's going on, like just so I could be up in the forums. Like, have you guys seen that one? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm in on the community now, and it's really fucking dope. So yeah, so besides my train wreck of a show, we have so many other comedians on tonight. I'm really fucking excited to bring them on. Our first comedian, okay, is a Dutch guy, but don't worry, he's funny. He's a Dutch guy, and he's from Nepal, right? But that's not all, because he's really dope. He's really funny, you know, like the comedy world, he's topping, but the bags are under his eyes can be used for shopping. I'm really excited to bring him on. Give it up for Fedor.
Thank you for that awkward announcement, man. And I'm really happy that your online show starts just as messy as your real life shows. And just like in your real life shows, I'm sure you're not wearing pants at the moment. I didn't really prepare well because I had crazy weeks. So I'll just rant about that because, like Sjoerd said, I'm usually I'm in Nepal. I was stuck in Nepal now as well, but I did manage to get out. I'm in the Netherlands right now. However, I have about 6,000 euros worth of flight coupons because all my fucking flights got cancelled, and tried spending those at the Albert Heijn. It's hopeless. It's really, this is a sincere summary. So that happens, like 6,000 euros of flight coupons that I'm useless. Got stuck in Nepal. I had to cancel my wedding. A few days ago, I got kicked out of the fucking apartment. I was in the streets. I have no more income. Neither does my partner. Like the Dutch government has like these support things, which I'm not eligible to because, well, probably because I should have paid taxes at some point. So that's probably my own fault, in all fairness. And now every time I go online, I see Karen from around the corner complaining that she cannot go outside and her life is horrible. Fuck you, Karen. Fuck you. Jesus fucking Christ. It's the Netherlands. Why the hell would you want to go outside? This shouldn't be an issue, this self-isolation for the Dutch. It's shitty weather, except now, so I'm kind of losing my point. But it should be easy for the Dutch people not to go outside. It's what the hell do you want to do? Visit the Anne Frank house and see how she dealt with self-isolation for 760 days without internet and Pornhub. Although I do have to say, Anne Frank had one like good thing that we do have to deal with, unfortunately. She did not have to watch adult people posting TikTok videos because that's what's on my timeline now. It's like adult fat chubby people that are trying little TikTok dances like, look at me participating with the youth. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I'm struggling with depression and alcoholism, as most people are at the moment. So this is mostly my therapy. Also, I was thinking today, the Russians don't seem to have corona. But then I was thinking, if you're a Russian, you didn't want to go outside either. I mean, Russia is even worse than the Netherlands. I've Googled beautiful Russia, and the only thing you see is like Putin without a shirt on. If that's what you see in Russia. I'm gonna stay inside forever. Who the fuck wants that? Anyway, oh yeah, and I do get mail. I'm staying with friends now because I do not have a place to stay really. But they do forward my mail, and the only mail I get is even more depressing because it's other people having babies. I brought my favorite card. This one's already. It's a Dutch card, so I'll translate for the non-Dutch over there because the card is fascinating. And by the way, if you cannot see it, it's actually a baby. I know it looks like a fucking goblin. Even in real life, it looks like a goblin. But I counted toes, and apparently goblins have 4, and this one has 5, so it's human. But the title of the card already fascinates me. So again, it's in Dutch, but I'll translate. It's a celebration of our love. No, I've seen birth once. To be honest, celebration wasn't the first word that popped to my mind. There wasn't any beer, no cake, no chips, mostly screaming. Anyway, the card continues. On the 20th of November, precious Egbert Jan arrived. What the hell do you mean arrived? Did he came out of that vagina in the intercity train? Did he came out walking with a trolley suitcase, like saying, hello, I'm Egbert Jan, I'm your baby for the next 18 years? Because that's how long it takes to grow up. Also, if you're not familiar with Dutch names, if you call your baby Egbert Jan, you know it's going to be an asshole. That's inevitable. It's the equivalent of Rupert. You know, you've never seen a cool guy named Rupert. You're also never going to see a cool guy named Egbert Jan. The card continues with this 8 pounds and 52 centimeters. I thought fat shaming was over, but okay, with babies it's fine. Chubby little fucker. But the worst thing of this whole card is the advantage that I can actually show to. It is the picture. It is, and you cannot blame the baby. I mean, you don't want your picture taken if you just gotten out of bed. Let alone a fucking vagina. But you're out of vagina hairdo, all confused, like, what is this reality I'm living in? What the fuck's going on? Why are you chopping my 2-meter long penis? I don't know how long an umbilical cord is, but it's better than his real penis is. At the moment I saw his penis, it's not much. But the worst thing is, look at him. He's clearly a boy because he just ravaged the vagina and he went straight to sleep, little asshole. Oh, man. Anyway, that's all I wanted to do to you. That's my therapy session for this for this evening. First of all, thank you guys for putting this together, and donate money because that will go to the Voedsel Bank and they give food to people, you know, who don't have an income, like fucking me. So give the money for God's sakes and enjoy the rest of the show, man. Bring it up for sure.
Thank you so much, Fedor, for showing us the pick up of a baby and talking about his dick. I'm fascinated. That is exactly what we needed. Please forget. And then he ends it with, don't forget to donate. I fucking love it so much. But yes, I can't wait to bring up the next comedian. A dear friend of mine. Okay, he puts the hung in Hungarian. Fucking love this guy.
Whoa.
Give it up for Akos Erdosi.
No. It's not. It's Claire.
One
I
job.
mean, he also puts the hung in Hungarian. But he's very British.
You had one job.
Holy shit.
One job.
I can't wait to bring her up. I'm so excited. Give it up for Claire Ives.
Thanks, guys. Actually, I changed my name today to Guanye because when I was on my socially distant walk, someone shouted at me, "Wayne's World!" Excellent, excellent. So I'm now the love child of Garth and Wayne. Yeah, Guanye. And I was hoping to do stand-up, stood up, but I'm sat down. And I thought it would be in front of a live audience, except where everyone's dying. Like my fucking dating life, totally dead. And you know what? Popping my online cherry with you lot sounds like I'm a virgin, I'm gonna fuck you all. Except, well, can't fuck anyone right now. No one. COVID-19 is a total fucking cock block and a pussy closer. I'm open to both. Can't get anything. Nothing. Nothing. And you know what? Before Corona got wild, I actually met a French guy IRL in real life. I know. And he was kind of hot. And he said to me, "I am a keeper and I have cock." I was like, "Oh, you're a keeper and you got cock?" He said, "No, I am a beekeeper and I can cook." I'm like, great, the inner nerd in me, beekeeper, I'm buzzing. But the inner sex goddess in me is thinking, I hope he doesn't also have a little brick. Next day is lockdown. And so I guess I'll never find out, which is probably a good thing because, well, he's French. But you know what? We chat, we take things offline, online. So I guess I'm back on fucking Tinder then. And when quarantine is over, we celebrate with a very socially distant dinner date. You know, I get out the tape measure. Keep the fucker 1.5 meters away from me. Not because of COVID. No. Because he's made in France. Made in France. And the French, they're also ooh la 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 la. And Corona, no, 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 no. And real world Corona dating is basically the same as Tinder dating. Either way, you're likely to end up fucked, mugged, or dead. It's stranger danger. Stranger danger. And denying sex with Corona makes it really hot, like really hot. Like you really want it. I mean, how the fuck can I meet a French man and then not actually be able to fucking French kiss him? What the fuck? It's like Speed, the movie. You know where Jack, Keanu Reeves, says to Annie, Sandra Bullock, I have to warn you. I've heard relationships based under extreme, you know, experiences, intense experiences never work out. Annie is like, well, we're going to have to base it on sex then. We hit 4 bottles of Chablis. I'm with Annie. So with Annie, drunk, we have dinner, we fall in love, we have a massive fight, we talk it out. We have another fucking fight, get back together, then we get married, then we fight again, then we have breakup sex, and then I fucking dump him. Why? Because it's the end of the fucking world. Let's just fast forward this shit. And actually, you know what? I didn't dump him because, you know, sex was bad or there were any unrealistic expectations with end of the world emotion. No. I dumped him because it was never going to work out. We're friends. And you know what? It doesn't stop there. Every day is then like COVID roulette. Except I think this guy's a fuckboy because all he keeps saying to me is, "Are you suck a dick? Are you suck a dick?" I'm like, what? Fuckboy? And then I realised actually what he's saying is, "Are you sick? Are you sick?" It's kind of kind. I know. Just imagine. Right now, it's like we all have AIDS, right? Everybody's wondering who has the vajayjay virus or the corona cock, or not. No one knows. No one knows. So, yeah. But you know the way you can't catch AIDS is the same way you can't catch corona. Have a fucking wank. Just wank it out on your ISO Ono. And I mean, I literally cannot stop thinking about shagging now all the time. It has turned me into a masturbation exorcist. Which is a real surprise for all the delivery guys that keep on coming. And I'm really having to dig deep into my own wank bank. You know, I'm thinking about people I probably really shouldn't think about. Like my old school teacher, you know, music teacher, Mr. Horn, I know. He keeps coming into my masturbation mind. He keeps creeping in there all the time, and you know things have gone bad when Mr. Horn enters. He had one leg, was allergic to his own deodorant, and as a music teacher, the only thing he couldn't bloody play or clearly give anyone was the fucking horn. So my brain is in a full-on argument with the wank bank, and it's fucking shouting, "Go fucking self-isolate, Mr. Horn." And then Wank Bank comes back and ta-da! There she is. Happy days, sexy Mrs. Britain. Except she was my French teacher. I can't get away from French people. So I'm still single, I know. So I made myself this human hugger. It massages me as well, you know. I mean, it's not the same, but you know, it can kind of hug me and massage me. And I might be single, but you know what? When all this is over, I've had too many exciting nights in. I think I'm just going to stay home and Netflix and chill.
Whey!
Guys.
Fucking phenomenal. That was her first time. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. Keep it going. That was the first time she did it. I have to apologize, Claire. I was,
Yeah, you fucker.
heard it before. I was super premature. It's not you, it's me. I'm just super excited.
They all say that, darling. They all say that.
I'm so sorry. It's also Akos. Who is next up? That's my segue. Give it up for Akos Erdosi.
Oh man, you should repeat my amazing intro you did at the first time. Keep it going for sure. Who puts MC into I am seeing that it's not going well for you. So, you know, lots of people are saying that, you know, Corona changed their lives in certain ways and stuff like that, but not for me. I didn't know who my real father was before, and I still don't know. So not much change. No, I was. I'm sorry for the sponsors, by the way, on the side. I was also trying to looking for a microphone-shaped object, but the only thing I could find was my flatmate's dildo, which is weird because he wasn't gay before Corona. So I guess it's really changing people. lots of people were coming up to me that I must be very happy because I'm an environmentalist and I'm a vegetarian. So this whole Corona thing should be really good for me. And since I am a friend of animals, I decided to buy a pack of Camel. Yeah, that's I know it's shit for everyone, guys. Come on, like I smoke. I started to smoke. This is how fucking bad it is. But yeah, I've eaten so much ramen. At this point, I think it's visible through my skin. Like in a few weeks, my stomach will look like a Google Street View of London. That's how. But talking about homosexuals, you know, lots of people are sad because they say that they are trying to organize these stand-up live streams, and there are only around 50 viewers. And, you know, I'm saying just think about the Tiger King. He started off with 80 viewers, and look how far he got. I mean, you know, what a career that guy had. I mean, he opened a zoo full of tigers. He had a math lab with Jesse Pinkman, and he killed a lot of zombies. I mean, that's, sorry, I'm watching so many series at this point, I don't know what yeah, you get the point, Anyway, so, yeah, Corona is bad. Not for progressive thinking, though, as the elderly are dying, but in general. In general, it's pretty bad. The other day, I saw a woman in Albert Heijn, and she was crying because there was no more toilet paper left. And it was especially sad because I took the last pack of toilet paper from her hands, and I had to kind of push her. So it was genuinely sad. But there are other problems, you know, like as a Hungarian, you know, I'm used that we are poor and we don't have enough food. And if any of you is about to make a hungry Hungarian joke in the comment section, do a favor for the virus and kill yourself before it gets to you. Anyway, so we were facing with some other problems. If you've been following the news, the Hungarian Prime Minister, Viktor Orban, has given absolute power to himself, which is pretty bad because, to put it differently, as your prime ministers are getting corona, he gave an actual crown to himself. So it's pretty fucking bad. But yeah, you know, in this entire misery, all I've been doing was I was reading a lot. I went through all the dystopian novels. I read 1984, The Handmaid's Tale, The Communist Manifesto, and that was a smart one. Sometimes I have smart ones. Yeah, so I've been doing all of that, but next to that, my biggest fear is that the only people who have stable jobs right now are influencers. Yeah. Now think about it for a second. I mean, when shit goes down, the only two groups who survive are cockroaches and fucking influencers. I mean, if this goes on like this, you might know how to prepare your morning avocado in 15 different ways, but we won't be able to make fucking fire. So all I'm saying is go out there and get rid of a few influences. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah. You know, the conversation with my family has been also changing. My grandparents are loving Corona. By the way, as I'm a Hungarian, it reminds them of the old communist times when they were young and had to stock up food in their backyard. So they are loving this. The conversation with my parents, on the other hand, is a bit different. I help them to make Netflix, and they are also watching shows. They went through Toy Boy in 3 days. And my father said that he hasn't been this horny for the past 20 years. So that's not the thing I want to hear after a day of isolation. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think my time is approaching. My set is approaching to the end. But the last thing I've been wondering about is, I know that we have to reduce the quality of Netflix and YouTube and stuff like this, but how the fuck is it possible that even the worst quality porn has better sound than the best Netflix movies? Think about that. I mean, I can hear some Italian chicks, like ass cheeks, just, you know, clapping in a garage somewhere, but I can't hear Morgan Freeman's monologue in Shawshank Redemption. Think about that. That was my time. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and donate. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Thank you so much, Akos, for showing us that little cereal box in the corner, that there's nothing as flaky as your internet connection. I can't wait to bring the next comedian. He's very dope. He's from America. I'm very happy because, you know, like, this guy is fucking handsome, okay? Your girl, he's texting. Puns, he's the best in. And of course, his bar mitzvah money, he's flexing. Okay, I can't wait to bring up this guy. His name is Benjamin George Nelkin. Get the fuck up here, bro. Come on. Woo!
Oh, hey guys, how's it going? I wish everybody thought I was as sexy as you did, Short, because you know, I'm single and I'm quarantined home alone, which is tough because I don't have anybody to spoon me. I don't have anybody to fork me either, so that's been tough. But you know what they say, spooning and forking, it's tomato, right? Or depending on who you ask, potato. So either way, it's nice to be here with you guys tonight. I think you guys know it's a good outlet for us comedians because right now we don't really have any way to get booked. I think, you know, comedy is really the only way for a lot of us to mask the pain. So hats off to all you guys for tuning in tonight. Just for the record, though, I want to go back to what I was saying before. If I ever do find a girlfriend, I really hope she's a real doll. Yeah, I just hope she's, you know, smoking hot. Yeah, hope she really knows how to light my fire. All right. That's tough. So watch out, ladies, because I'm coming for you. Woo. It's been tough, though. You know, I had a plan to hang out with this girl over quarantine, but then she said that she was a little busy, had to check her schedule. She said she had to pencil me in. That hurt my feelings because nobody's got anything else to do right now. We're all quarantined, and she was lying to me, and I knew that was a really tough pill to swallow. I don't know. So for now, I'm just sitting home alone, and I guess I'll have to jack it. Yeah. But maybe it's a good thing in the end, you know? Maybe it's a good thing because if I was quarantined with somebody else, they'd probably just drive me crazy. Wheelie crazy. You know, some people just really know how to push my buttons. You know what I'm talking about? Like, what if I'm trying to take a nap and they're downstairs and they're just making a huge racket? So, but I think we need to remember all of our friends who are at home alone with no one to talk to, because a lot of us need someone to talk to. It's not safe or healthy to keep everything bottled up inside. But some of our friends talk a little bit too much, so I think we need to understand that it's okay sometimes to tell them to, you know, put a cork in it. Jesus Christ. But I was doing some thinking, all right? I was doing some thinking, and I realized the key to making it through all this is to maintain a positive mindset. You got to maintain a can-do attitude. Yeah, so I was sitting around the other day, and it was like a light bulb went off in my head. I had an idea, and I realized that there's some positive things about being locked down with coronavirus. For instance, it's a good chance for us to all charge our batteries.
Oh.
And I've been brushing up on my cooking skills. Like yesterday, I made a pretty sweet filet mignon. I guess that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thanks for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. I'm going to turn it back over to Short. You guys are the best.
Woo! Woo! This was a lot of fun, guys. Please don't forget to donate to Food So Back. They need the money, and so we can make more filet mignons. I'm gonna pass this on to an actually good host. Please give it up for your other MC, Liam Moclair.
Yeah, no pressure, no pressure. Like, I've been drinking, so I apologize already. Yeah, welcome to the second half of Laugh on Lockdown, Volume 2. I'm Liam. Before was Sherd. Give it up for Sherd, everyone. Come on. Woo! Yeah, that's all good.
Shit.
Really good.
But no, tonight, before I bring up the next comedian, I want to shine a light on some people in society that have been getting a bad deal with Corona. Like there's been things in the street being said about them. There's all sorts of things, and it's rough, man. It's rough for them. And these people, they've done nothing wrong. And who I'm talking about, the bearded. Now the bearded, Jesus Christ, man, we've been getting people shouting shit in the street, saying you're carrying Corona in your beard, man. You're fucking dirty, man. You've got a small dick. I know, so that's just me. That's just me. Sorry. But no. But this facial discrimination, it's not fair. It's not fair on us, and we deserve better. We deserve better. We are part of the society. But yeah, the facial discrimination, it's been going on for years. It's been going on for years, man. It started. I think it started with the scientists. Those scientists that were like just jealous, bald-faced little bitches, and they were just like, yeah, we're going to go against them. So then you read all these kind of like, you read these reports, like there's E. coli on beards and stuff, or there's poo particles on beards, and you're just like, fuck off, man. Stop. Like, if you do research on 40-year-old virgins in their fucking mum's basements, you're going to find some shit on their beards, man. You're going to find them. Come on. But as a side note, to all the 40-year-old virgins in their mum's basements, they've been self-isolating for fun for years. They're going to take over the world. Like, we're in self-isolation. They do this shit for fun. And to say to them, I bow down to you, overlords. Please, I'll be your court jester. Just let me, please. Just let me. Come on, man. But yeah, where was that? Sorry, yeah. So the plight of the fuzzy-faced people. Yes. So yeah, we've been getting. There's been some reports, and well, I wanted to go against these reports. I wanted to prove these reports wrong because I wasn't happy with them. I was like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. There's nothing wrong with me. So I read the recent report. It said men with beards carry more germs than dogs. And I'm like, nah, fuck you guys. Fuck you. I'm gonna prove you wrong. So what I did, I got my white scientific coat on. I went out there. I thought I'd do the research. And it turns out they're 100% true. Because, like, you know, I can carry maybe 4, 5 pugs, 6 if I have a backpack. Yeah, you give me a Great Dane, I'm fucked, mate. I'm fucking fucked. Jesus Christ. And yeah, so I think you're right. But no. There's 2 things that I found out during this research. 2 things. 1, people don't like you picking up their dogs. They think it's weird, apparently. No amount of overcoats and glasses fucking come down to it. No. And also, if you're out in the park doing some research, and if someone throws a frisbee, fucking watch the fuck out, man. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so less of me and on to the next comedians and stuff. This next comedian, he's one of the reasons I got into comedy. So you can blame him for fucking this shit you're seeing right now, yeah? You can blame him. But no, like, so before I started comedy, I was like, I think I'm funny. I want to try comedy. And then through a mutual friend, we sat down and I pretty much interviewed him. I was like, what do you do? How is it? What's it like? Because he was an experienced comedian. And I'm like, yeah, fucking cool. And like his answers helped me. It calmed me down. And yeah, he's one of the reasons why I got on. But I also want to say to him, like, he did say in the comedy scene, there were midget hookers and piles of cocaine everywhere. and I'm still waiting for my piles of cocaine, motherfucker. Come on, Jesus Christ, come on, man. But yeah, our next comedian is Neil Robinson. He's from Canada. He lives in Amsterdam, and he's a fucking awesome dude. I hope you enjoy him. Woo!
Yay!
Hey, thank you, Liam. A round of applause to Liam and Stuart, the host. Thank you, guys. Yeah. It's Liam. I did say that there was going to be cocaine and midget hookers, but sorry, I didn't give you the cocaine. But you know, you are the midget hooker. And actually, when I first got invited to the show, I was like, oh yeah, cool. But like, what jokes can I use? You can't tell the classics. People are judgy as fuck right now. It's like, oh yeah, so I was on Tinder. That's irresponsible. So this guy, he went to the doctor. It's Corona. A priest, a rabbi, and an atheist walk into a bar. Why aren't they fucking home? It's a scary time. It's scary just to leave your house. Personally, I've never been much of a risk taker. I've always played it safe. And when given the two options, I always take the second. Go big or go home. I was actually supposed to be on vacation right now in Spain. Clearly never went. I still want the cultural experience. So every day I don't work and I take like 3 siestas. I mean, what else am I going to do? It's a pandemic. I was feeling guilty. So I just reversed my mindset by reversing the first part of the word. It's not a pandemic. It's a napdemic. Yeah, no, for real. The word pandemic is pretty scary. But I mean, if you abbreviate it, it just becomes like an adorable bear. Panda. You know how you get that? By dropping the mic.
Oh my God.
Probably should have used that as my closer. We just pick that mic back up. Of course, the technical name is COVID-19. COVID-19. It sounds like a video of co-ed sorority girls who just turned 19. During spring break in Cancun, drinking Corona. Ironic, because they now actually have Corona. Yeah, this joke kills in Florida. Corona has actually, the beer, they've actually halted production because Americans aren't drinking it because they think you'll die of Corona. And Mexicans aren't drinking it because they'd rather die than drink Corona. Now I'm out of work, obviously. I got lots of time on my hands. Time to write, get creative. And I started thinking, like, this is the new golden age of creativity. It's a renaissance of the mind. A time to shine for the imagination. And I told this to a friend. And she got 3 kids, full-time job, and has to work from home. Like, you got advice for me? I was like, use your imagination. There's a lot of families, who right now are home and safe together. When this whole thing is over, yeah, their marriage will be too. A lot of people are worried about losing their jobs. Yeah, not lawyers or pediatricians. Yeah, they're fine. People call me and say, "Dude, Neil, you're in quarantine by yourself. Are you doing all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good." And there's 2 reasons why I'm good. Number 1, I won't be divorcing myself. And number 2, there's a low likelihood of me getting me pregnant. Thank you guys very much.
Woo! Go on, Shed. You get it. Yeah, we're back on. Woo! Thank you very much for that, Neil. You were fucking awesome. So coming up next, we've got an amazing comedian from Finland, Harry Soinila. That's the one, yeah, Harry Soinila. He is one of Finland's greatest exports. He's performed at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I've done a lot of research here. London's Easter European Comedy Festival, Barcelona Comedy Festival, Liverpool Comedy Festival, and we can't wait for him to come on tonight. Everyone, Harry Soinila. Woo!
Hello, everybody. My name is indeed Harry, and I have been blessed with a very large penis. But you know, he was a weird priest. So actually, for last Halloween, I wanted to go as a Catholic priest, but my costume was too small. Seriously, it was like it was made for fucking children. My favorite porn category is Japanese porn because it's censored, so you can watch it with the kids. I am indeed from Finland, and we're actually like in the middle of one of our biggest drinking holidays right now. It's called the lockdown. That was a new one. but in Finland we have this thing, this term called kalsarikännit, pants drunk. Someone might know it. It means drinking at home in your underwear with no intention of going out. So actually we have been preparing for this for centuries. and it's pretty cool how like that went straight from sad to heroic, like in a very short period of time. But my wife is Brazilian. It's different drinking culture there. Like, you know, when she gets too drunk, she'll stop drinking. And like, how does that even work? Like, what? It is a thing that is sometimes difficult for people from other cultures to understand, because like one time I was in California, I was just getting hammered at this dive bar for no reason, and this woman comes up to me, starts preaching to me about alcohol and the dangers of alcohol and how she can have fun without alcohol, and I'm like, bitch, I'm from Finland, I can have alcohol without fun. But I saw this movie where they said there are no problems in life. Every problem is just an opportunity. And personally, I have quite a major alcohol opportunity. One time I was leaving my building. There's a tram stop just outside of here, and there was this old man lying on the ground at the tram stop, just like this, had some kind of a seizure. And as I started walking past him, like a good Helsinki person does, he reached out his hand and he called out to me, "Get some help! Get some help!" And I stopped. I looked at him. I took a big swig of my hangover vodka and I told him, "Fuck you! I can quit whenever I want to." But it's just a stereotype. Not all Finnish people are like that, you know. Like I have some friends who are, you know, the kind of people who have 2 beers and then they're like, "Oh, I should stop drinking now. I'm starting to get drunk." But fuck you. That's what you drink for. Like that's why you do it. And in life, you gotta have commitment. You gotta have follow through. You don't stop when you're starting. That's the other night there was this guy pissing against the wall of my building, just next to the aforementioned downstairs door. There was a man peeing against the wall, and I think that man is a hero because he wasn't pissing against the wall like you're thinking, like this. No, he was pissing against the wall like this. See, I told you it was massive. No, I'm not. That guy, he didn't stop when he was starting. He had commitment. He had follow through. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it was me. But it is the drinking culture is different. You know how in the American movies they are always like holding up liquor stores, they're robbing liquor stores. And as a teenager, it took me, I think, a couple of years to figure out they're actually doing it for money. That was a revelation. Have you ever noticed what a huge sound it makes when you open a can of beer at work? I was at the liquor store the other day, and the lady who works there, she came up to me really helpful, like, "Hey, do you need any help?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm here instead." Do you remember in E.T. there's the scene where the E.T. the movie there's the scene where E.T. goes to the kitchen and to the fridge, and he finds a lot of beer there, and he drinks all the beer, and then he gets super drunk, and it's like funny and cute, which I think is super unfair, because when I do it, I have a problem and I need help and I can't go to the K-Market anymore. Like, and I even told him I want to phone home. But it is the situation here in Finland. It's getting pretty bad. Like I was at the Lidl the other day, and the panic buying has got so bad that Lidl opened the second register. I even saw a hipster buying gluten. Like, but it has changed my behavior too. I stopped buying the free range chickens, because if I'm not free range, fuck the chickens. I think I'm out of time, but I just want to give a little message to everybody out there, especially people whose exes are still using their Netflix password. If you never got around to changing it, I think the international lockdown is the time to do it. My name is Anders Sandler. Please get drunk tonight. There are sober children in Africa.
Hey. I think I need to fucking sort my Netflix out now. Shit, I might be in trouble now. Fuck. So our next comedian on, she is an absolutely wonderful comedian. I've had the pleasure of seeing her many times bring lots of laughter to a room, and tonight she's going to bring laughter straight into your room. Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel Mortal Young. Woo!
Hello, hi.
Woo!
I haven't put it up, which is why I'm standing against the curtain. Hi guys, this is so weird. I've never done a gig in my slippers before. So I'm glad I made it. To be honest, I'm really glad I made it. I was really worried that I wouldn't make it, because I have no clue what day it is. I just remembered like this was 2 days after my family Zoom quiz, 1 day after my colleagues get together drinks, and 2 hours after my Skype sewing lesson. It just feels like that bit between Christmas and New Year. I have no clue what day it is. I normally say it's good to be here when I do a gig. It's not good to be here. I'm stuck in my house. And my mum, she said to me, she said, "Rachel, you're doing a gig from your house, like online. Is that not just going to be weird? Like doing a gig where just talking to yourself and there's just like silence and no one's laughing?" I'm like, "Yeah, you've never been to one of my gigs before, Mum." But everything's just so weird at the moment, right? I mean, everything really is. I was walking down the road today, and this really horrible, fat, ugly guy walked towards me, and I just did the right thing, and I gave him a really wide berth and just walked all the way around him into the road, and that was the right thing to do. And I'm beginning to wonder, like, is this going to come a time when this is just going to stay the right thing to do? I'm wondering if we're going to get rid of this social distancing afterwards. I think it's getting easier, though, the social distancing thing. I think as more and more people just can't be bothered to shower. So it's much easier to just give everyone a bit of a wide berth. And there was a tiger. There was a tiger that was like diagnosed with coronavirus a couple of days ago in the New York Zoo. And I was just thinking, surely, even like without this corona epidemic, surely the advice would be to always like stay at least 2 meters distance from a tiger. That's really strange. If this thing has taught me anything, it's to be careful what you wish for. I had a New Year's resolution, and my New Year's resolution was to A, spend more time with my family, and B, spend more time at home. This fucking time, this much time with my family and not this much time at home, please. With my family. Oh my God. And how are you supposed to have an affair in these times? It's like the usual, like going down the pub or with my mates, or I'm working late in the office. They're just not working anymore. So I have a friend, she's a relationship counselor. She said you should take up jogging. That's a really good excuse. So I thought I'm gonna have to take up jogging now just so I can say I'm going out jogging. And the thing is, I don't even like jogging. I hate jogging. Not really into exercise, but I thought I should. So I actually went out the first week of lockdown. I went out and bought myself a cross trainer. So that we, because now all the gyms are closed, and I can't even begin to count the number of times that I have used this cross trainer. I can't begin to count because I haven't begun to use it. Unless you can count it as a clothes source, in which case it's been super, super useful. I've used it a lot. My husband, he's gone and lost his keys, his house keys. He lost them a day before the lockdown. So we've been tidying up. We've been searching high and low for his keys, and we just can't find them anywhere. So I decided to miss the limit, and I thought I'd get a new one cut. And it was closed. I was really pissed off because I was told that all key workers were meant to carry on working.
Hey.
I'm never going to apologize for that one because I can't even hear you at home groaning. I know it's bad. Oh, okay. I'm getting pretty pissed off with all these people. You're not getting pissed off with all these really smug people that are showing off like, oh, I've got so much time on my hands that I'm going to write a book, or I'm going to get really creative, or I'm going to learn a new language. It's like, seriously, there's just far too much pressure. I am, I think it's a bit of an achievement if I manage to put jeans on and brush my hair. I think in this time of lockdown, when everything's so weird, we need to have really big goals. So my goals is I am getting out of here an alcoholic with split ends and long grey roots. And I tell you what, so far so good. And I've been having to take all these wine bottles to the recycling bins. And then I'm having this real dilemma because it's like, do I pretend I've had a party and then risk getting a fine for breaking like social distancing rules? Or do I just admit it's all been me? I can't blame it on my husband because he's allergic to alcohol. I know, right? He called me when he was sober. My husband, he's letting me do all the shopping actually because he sees himself as a high risk, so he's not leaving the house. High risk of being locked out if he it's still not his keys. And I've been reading up about Stockholm syndrome. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it was named after this case in Sweden where there was this bank robbery and these hostages were taken. And it's when you develop this kind of empathy and you start to develop a bit of feelings for your captor. So I'm beginning to think that, if we're not locked down long enough, I might actually start to develop some feelings for my husband. Anyway, guys, it's been really nice talking to you. I hope you've enjoyed listening. I'm going to hand you back to fantastic Liam, and good night. Take care.
Woo! Woo! Well done, Rachel. That was lovely. Very good. Your poor husband getting locked out, eh? Fucking come on. But now, so straight on to our next comedian. He's called Giorgio. He's a Dutch dude from Rotterdam. He's part of the Virtually Funny People guys that are putting this on tonight. And we want to give you a big round of applause for Giorgio. Woo!
Hey, what's up? I don't know if somebody's watching. Oh shit! Is that me?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
It's going good. It's going really good.
Well now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I guess there's nothing to watch on Netflix.
Jesus.
Yo, wait. Okay, Liam, take over.
Yo, your microphone's terrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix this. Give me a minute. Go back. All right, just a sec.
Okay.
It'll take a while. It'll take 5 minutes.
It's fine. We have time. It's good.
Razvan, you ready?
So yeah. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna talk. People, I saw on the news.
This is why we do hardware tests. You stoner. Jesus. We meet up before the show and we test our hardware. Is what we
I'm
fucking
poor.
do.
I gotta work, okay?
Somebody
I'm not-
sleeps through.
I don't have those fancy expat jobs like you guys, all right?
Jesus Christ, man.
Gotta load out people's coffee filters and
Yes.
fucking gourmet sets out of trucks while some Somalian guy is sneezing on me, all right? And in the middle of the night for 11 euros an hour, all right? Give me a break. There's been a Somali guy has been sneezing on me the whole night, all right? I slept for 2 hours today, all right? Give me a break.
Yeah, 2 hours during the fucking hardware test.
Yeah, so on the news, right, there was this guy and he was talking about how we now live in occupied Germany, right? And I've seen it a lot of times lately that people talk that, you know, we live in this is fascist Nazi Germany. It's really, you guys really want Hitler to come back, it sounds like, you know, because everybody's the next Hitler, everybody's the next fascist, you know. If you go on Netflix, can people hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
If you go on Netflix, there's way too many Nazi documentaries, guys. All right, that was not a joke. Anyways, so as you can see, I'm intoxicated a lot, and I think about sobriety the way like people think about acid trips. I'm like, oh shit, sobriety? How long does it take, man? Well, it takes a day to kick in, dude. It's like, oh, I heard a guy jumped out of a window when he was sober. Thought he could fly. But yeah, no, but you know, I try to stop smoking weed in between the times I smoke weed. I play this little game with myself. Probably people talk about this a lot, you know, you always have your last hooray. You're like, oh, you know, this is going to be my last joint of the night. But yeah, I didn't write anything. So I was talking to my parents about God. And I think God is scared of us, man. I mean, he sent his son. He's like, yo, Jesus, go talk to them. Oh shit. That's fucked up. All right, never mind. Just God is scared of us. All right, I don't know. It's fucked up. I fucked up the joke.
It's going well. It's going well.
Going super well. So a lot of people have high school reunions these days, and if I would have a high school reunion, it will either be in a cemetery or prison, because that's where most of my classmates are. You know, just stand around the court, fucking, you know, boring. I don't know. Fuck. Yeah, that's it, man. Tonight's not my night. Good night.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you, Jojo. Love you, Jojo.
Bye.
That's the quickest 6 minutes since I told the missus, eh? We've got our last comedian coming on.
No!
I know. But I'm trying to think of words to describe him that haven't been down in police reports already. I'm not sure. His name's Razvan Kostaki. He is Romanian. I think he is the answer to the question, what would Frankenstein look like if he was into BDSM? Ladies and gentlemen, Razvan.
Woo!
Woo! Please. You're
Okay. Hi guys. Today isn't my day either because give me a second.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Because see, Liam doesn't allow me to use dildos anymore. So yeah, there were a few complaints. There were a few complaints and people got offended, you know, because I was like fucking myself in the mouth with dildos, and it was especially women, which I find rather weird. I mean, I mean, come on, I'm doing something feministic, you know, like for them, and they like feel offended. And I don't know why it is. Maybe because I can deep throat and they can't, you know, maybe because I have no idea. Like, look, guys, you have to understand, guys and girls, like everybody gets offended. Everybody gets offended. For example, I get offended when people post pictures with their own babies while in the shower on Facebook. You know, I get offended because see, like I used to work for youth protection, and imagine you come from work tired and you decide, oh my God, I love my child, let's take a shower together. And being tired and all, you know, you take a shower with your kids and then in the bathtub, you fall asleep. You fall asleep. So how do babies discover new things in their lives? They put everything in their mouth. So imagine you fall asleep in the shower and you wake up to see your baby with your own dick in your mouth. See, now that's offending to me, but I'm not gonna complain about it. It's the only thing that I'm gonna say. Just don't post it on Facebook. You know, like I don't know, post it on Instagram. It's unacceptable. Talking about penises, I'm pretty interested in the male size penis, not because I'm gay, because I'm straight, but it's a fascinating subject. And what I've noticed, most of us guys measure their dicks the incorrect way. So I'm going to teach you today, because I like to teach people things, how to measure your dick correctly. So the correct way to measure your penis is by, Liam, please, is by not like placing the ruler under your testicles, but you have to place your ruler against your tummy and then lift your erect penis against the ruler, and then you find out how big it is. Now, don't push against your tummy, because then you're gonna gain a few centimeters, and that's just not fair, you know what I mean? So I was surprised to find out that my penis was only 15 centimeters long, which is only about 6 inches. And I don't know what to think of that, because I can remember that when I used to masturbate with my classmates in high school, I saw like guys having penises of 17 centimeters, which is about 16.7 inches, and 19 centimeters, which is about 7.5 inches. And those were pretty beautiful to look at. But later in life, when I started having sex, I found out that my girlfriend said, no. Everything above 17 centimeters really hurts when you fuck really hard. And I don't know, I'm just a scientific person, so I like to think about these kind of things. Thinking about science, I was drunk last Sunday in the park because I couldn't care less about social distancing. So I was in the park with my friends, and we started philosophizing about dilemmas. And one of the dilemmas was, what would you rather prefer? If someone would put a gun to your head and would make you choose between having sex with a donkey or with a horse.
Jeez.
Now, the thing about that is that a horse weighs about 700 kilograms on average, and a donkey about 400 kilograms. But the donkey has a bigger dick and the horse has a smaller dick. So the dilemma is like, choose either between being crushed by the horse's weight or between having internal bleeding due to the donkey's larger dick. Now, I would like you guys to think about that.
Oh.
Okay, that was a total failure. Next, dead girlfriend. Imagine now, given the times we live in, that many people are dying. Imagine you're lying in bed with your partner, whether that's a boy or a girl, doesn't matter, and they die. Like, look, I'm like, when I have a girlfriend, I really love her. Like, I mean, oh my God, I love her. I love her with everything that I have. And I think if she would die next to me, I would have to say goodbye to her. And that would mean having sex with her dead body. Because I don't believe in the fact that, you know, love dissipates that quickly. But there's one problem. I think you can have sex with your dead partner for about 6 minutes until they become cold, and then my scientifical brain was wondering like, what if they become cold? You know, like that would pose a problem for your hard dick, because everybody knows you put your dick against something cold, it's gonna become flaccid. But for that, I discovered a solution. So if my girlfriend would get cold, I would, you know, being ingenious as I am, come up with a solution and warm her up. And yep. Okay, another failure. So it's Giorgio. You're not the only one. Everything I'm doing today. See, when I'm not allowed to use dildos, I'm lost. I'm lost. My code. So, you know, guys, look, I might seem really intelligent and I might look like the guy who knows all of the life's questions and the answer to those questions. But sometimes even I don't know them. Like, for example, sometimes I find myself sitting on the toilet taking a poo-poo and I'm out of toilet paper and I really don't know what to do in those moments. So not even I, you know what? No, fuck it, never mind. Guys, it's over. I love you. Take care. Take care. I need dicks. I need dicks in my life. I need dicks. I need dicks.
Okay. I thought he was joking when he was pitching these ideas. I thought, this is funny. No, he meant it. So yeah, guys.
I need them.
Horse's dick. Which one? Come on, you got to pick. You got to pick, man. But yeah. So that's our show tonight. Thank you very much for viewing. Please, if you can donate, please donate to the Voodoo Bank. We're trying to do something nice for them.
My
Also, one last
Bank.
thing.
My Voodoo Bank.
One last thing.
Liam.
For fuck's sake, what?
I'm poor.
I know you're poor. I'll give you some money.
I'm horny.
Ah, Jesus Christ. No, you can't be after that. Jesus.
Woman, who said that? Who said that?
I don't think I'm going to be...
Giorgio, stop, please.
Fuck it. I'm not okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This has been wonderful.
Such a big idol.
Okay, we're off the live stream now. We're off the live stream.
Oh my God. Stop laughing.
I'm high. I ate a space cake.
Oh God.
It's going to be awesome. So,
Yo,
Claire, I don't know if you heard,
weirdo.
so there's going to be a green room now. So we just talk shit for about 10, 15 minutes or whatever. No, Razvan, I thought you were joking.
Out! We fucking had.
Fuck me, dude.
Just warming up for that pussy, guys. Come on, it's science.
Jesus Christ.
Science combined with love.
I'm getting looks from my loving girlfriend, fiance. I'm getting looks, Razvan.
Your girlfriend's Beyonce?
No, she's dead.
Claire, no, we need to see this. We want to. I'm spotlighting you for a little bit. This is fucking amazing. You've made this. You fucking made this. You crazy fucking woman.
Yo, does that hand vibrate?
I'm my human hugger.
But the fact, because
I think you should patent that.
That is good.
The thing is, right, what you can't see is it goes red. Hang on.
Oh my God, it's got a remote.
Yeah.
Does it vibrate?
It massages your shoulders.
Yo, can you make one for Razvan? You know.
With dildos.
This was my worst show ever, motherfucker.
We saw.
Shit.
We saw.
Oh look, there they go.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is sexy.
It's
I
like
my dicks, man.
But the best thing is you made those hands. You made those hands. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you paint
Oh
them.
yeah.
Your own hands.
It's like a
it's amazing.
Terminator for middle-aged women. It's really.
It's like,
We're not middle-aged. We've had a life awakening. It's
Yeah?
It's different.
great.
We're not a fucking crisis. We're awake. So woke right now.
So how do people think? How do people enjoy this by tonight? How was it?
It was torture.
Yeah, we saw. It was torture for us as well.
Well, clearly, as the first time, I'm the only fucking
fun.
pro. That's it. I've probably got no more jokes.
Join the club, girl. Join the club.
Yeah, it was.
So you got them
Ah, God damn it.
Oh, it's so harsh having to start in this environment because it feels
No,
so
it's the opposite.
Yo,
I
Matt, you look
started
like
comedy to get over my stage fright.
What stage? What stage?
Exactly. Like me talking shit through conference calls on screens all day. I do every day. This is fucking easy.
Do you know how scary it was not to have a dick in my mouth? I was petrified.
yeah.
Comfort food, guys. And I was like, why'd you take this away
Comfort food.
Razvan, I missed a
this
joke.
away from him?
I missed a joke. I got one for you. I've been so
Go.
horny right now. Even my dog's toys are starting to look problematic.
See, Razvan, that's how you deliver it. That's how you deliver it.
Get your dicks back.
What the hell is
That's our first
Okay,
time.
next
Raz.
week I'll be the MC in my BDSM police uniform.
Please don't,
So
man.
Oh,
it's gonna be okay.
Don't do that.
But
Like
guys, at least. Oh.
You're letting him MC.
Yeah,
Good show, man.
they're insane. They're insane.
Well, we don't want. No, we don't want to do any more fucking sets. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it how Razvan sat down. Razvan sat down like Jean-Paul Sartre in Paris, and it's like, I just don't have dicks. I need dicks.
Well, at least we ended the show strongly. At least. Hey, okay, I'm spotlighting you, girl. Wait, let's have a look.
Oh.
Doggy.
At least.
Are you cutting your toenails?
He doesn't look like he's not looking at the camera. He's like, fuck you.
You cannot have a magical show every single time. You know, you got to bomb now and then.
But
Even I.
You don't have to do it on purpose.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's the laugh that you're not having. It's like it's kind of it's the silence. You use the silence. But how do you guys feel about it? Like Harry and Neil.
It was my first time doing it like this, and I had a good time. It does require some practice, you know, to choose the kind of jokes that work in this format, and you know, it's a slightly different skill set.
Fedor.
Make it work.
You just said Fedor.
He's just so happy to see you. What was that?
I really like how I can with even though it's I did mostly new jokes. I didn't need to memorize them. I'm gonna bring my laptop to every live show that I do from now on.
Exactly.
Hey, first time. How do you think I got through it?
What's that?
It's the first time. How do you think I got through it?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
By the way, the thing is, yeah, you're all saying this, but Ben's fucked now because he's like, I've got a thing, it works, but I've got to take fucking 30 props everywhere I go. Everywhere I go.
Can I ask Ben something?
And that was brilliant.
I know that problem. I understand Benjamin. I understand him. It's a logistical
At least,
hell.
like, if I get pulled over by the cops or something, I'm way to a show.
This
They're not,
motherfucker got a microwave dildo,
they're not
man.
gonna open my bag and see like 30 dildos.
You're
They're gonna see like Barbie dolls and like fucking.
It would have been better if you threw the watch over your shoulder as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, say fucking cheese.
Yo, Fedor, are you in Nepal?
No, I'm back in Nepal.
I was like, oh, shit, they
Yeah,
have-
what?
On the background, you had weird things hanging off your shelves, and I couldn't
Yeah.
work out whether it was condoms or Rizzlers.
Yeah, it was like 30 condoms just hanging off of myself. Yeah. 30
Yeah.
condoms
They
all in
expired.
packages hanging all over my the back.
Are those
can work
condoms
it out.
expired?
I think you need to do something more disgusting than Mexico.
I was gonna start one with like kind of like on my ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, horrible.
And I was gonna like take it and toss it, but I was like, that's a little too on the nose. Let's leave the condoms out.
Let's be subtle about it.
Or you could have said,
Yeah, let's be subtle with these condoms.
Oh no, you could have said my friend Johnny.
Somehow I expected when you said on the nose for you to come up with like a fake nose.
Yeah, or like with a condom on my nose.
Yeah. Or nobody knows. So shirt. We'll go back.
You have in your house.
Green shirt.
We'll go back to the first half. MZ shirt. How do you find that?
Shirt.
Ah, fuck. I'm so sorry. That was a shit show.
It was
I'm
her
so
first
sorry.
time. It was her first time, and you called
I
her
am
out.
so fucking. But she saved it. Thank you for being a professional. I'm so, thank you for showing me how it's done.
I was like, oh my God. No. I was like, do I just go on to Akos now, or no?
It was good. It was good, man.
Thank you. That I recorded the introduction only, and I will say it every time I go to bed. So thank you.
Ah, fuck. That was shit.
Don't worry, sure. It's all good. I'm not mad at you.
Like you had one job, or
I don't. Yeah, I enjoyed the back and forth with Georgia. That was fun. This is why we do hardware tests.
I had a job to do, man.
You
I don't know,
basically
but
try to
to be
you
honest,
basically
I
try
think
to
that the
fix
audience was a little
the
dry, but it's whatever.
What?
I think it was a tough crowd today, but it's, it's whatever. It happens.
Is there even a crowd?
There's a lot of Georgia. Fucking job.
At most, there were 35 people, and at the lowest, 31. So 31 to 35 people.
Are you
I
doing
thought
the
24.
data?
I saw 24 at some point.
Yeah, in the beginning, but then, oh yeah, you're right. When I came on, it went from 35 to 90.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's a reason why we put you on last. Just letting you know.
I will always be the adult and sacrifice myself.
Yo, people saw your face. They're like, nah.
not today, man.
Maybe they just
you funny motherfucker, you.
maybe they just picked up their own dildos. Maybe they are fans. They just went to grab it and they're like, oh shit.
Exactly.
Dude, my girlfriend was watching and she legit said that she like left as soon as Rossman came on. That's awesome.
My missus came in, just looked at me, and went, "What the fuck is this?"
It was my ninth.
You made
It
the
was my
mistake of-
ninth time. My ninth time. So it's a process. You know, I'm growing.
It is.
Like, look, my whole life was revolving around group sex and drugs and techno
It's all
and
good,
fucking my
man. It's all
girlfriend
good.
with my best
In
friend.
every shot,
So
he has
I'm
a
trying
dildo.
to find myself. Okay.
Every location. Like now he's at his computer, there's a dildo. He was at his microwave, there was a dildo.
Here are my babies. Here are my babies.
How many have you got? That's fun. How many have you got?
22.
No, I wonder what black guy raped you, man.
No, black is a nice color. I love black. I love that because you know it's like you can
go
clean
down
them
this
and
alley.
they look nice. And if you fuck somebody anally, you don't see the shit on them. It's just practical.
Yeah,
It's
you don't see the
practical.
poop that bad. That's good.
No.
And you will be able to fight the zombies too. Just like
Horny zombies.
Also,
Horny
fuck the
zombies.
Well, Razvan, I need to let you know that I have got some educating to do now because I accidentally left my sound on when I ran upstairs and during the check. And my husband came in and he went, yeah, now you're explaining to our 10-year-old son what deep throating is in a dildo.
Would you like, if you want, I can drop by. I can show you deep throat. Deep throating is like
your social distancing.
Rachel, if you don't know, it's just like
Christ.
putting a penis as deep as possible down your throat.
We get it. We get it. Everyone gets it.
Don't spotlight him. Don't spotlight him.
Jesus Christ, no.
I've seen it.
This man is a dick
Stop it, Claire.
scientist.
Oh my
man.
god. Oh my god. And I also made the mistake of watching with my 14-year-old daughter. That's the first one you did.
Oh God.
Your kids should be taken away.
I know, they will be. They're going to be like absolutely traumatized. But what was really funny is you came on after this girl was talking about social distancing, and she said how, you know, the good thing about this corona thing is that no one's getting raped because you have to be at least 1.5 meters distance, right? And then you came on with your sex machine, and my 14-year-old daughter turned around and went, well, that
No problem.
to raping somebody at 1.5 meters.
1.5 meters. See, 1.5 meters. I can rape people on distance.
Just
no
stop
problem.
saying the word rape. We talked about this.
Force. I can force them. I can force them. No problem.
Yo, he is like, Razvan is the Amsterdam Comedy Workshop, man. Dude, no, for real. No.
His work. His hard
No,
work.
dude, you got an act, but you gotta own the creepiness. Easier, dude.
Yeah, I need to practice. I need to practice more.
You gotta.
I need to
Look,
practice
man, look
more.
at this. This is a straight man with a dildo on a 1.5 meter stick.
By
the way,
comedy.
I love you guys.
This is what I want.
You're not given enough attention as a child.
I had a
Some black
perfect
guy
childhood.
gave him way much attention.
I love how close Giorgio is to the camera, and you can still not see his pupils. Fucking Cheech and Chong all in one, man.
Hey, man. In my head, it seems like this, right? But it's always like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. You were absolutely awesome. Yeah.
Thank you, Liam.
Yeah, thanks for putting it together, man.
Thank you, Liam. It was an experience. It was quite weird doing it by the camera, but or just like doing it to a video, you know, to your own sort of screen. But it was a good experience. I think everyone should do it at least once just to get the experience.
Yeah.
And I love the fact
That's
that
how
I
we
could
sell
see
Razvan as well.
No, and look, guys, without the energy of the crowd, it's a completely different experience. I mean, even I, like, when I put that dick in my mouth and I see people like being disgusting and hating me, it's still you evoke an emotion in your crowd. But like this, you know, when you have no feedback, it's completely different. So I think, but it's all we have right
You should
now.
be able to feel
so
me
it's-
hating you. You should be able to feel that.
So you want to say that when you put a dick in your mouth in front of the audience, that's like you expect a reaction, and when you put it just in your mouth at home, that's just a regular Wednesday.
Genius. Genius.
All right, okay.
Genius.
So his closer is just, you know, he just calls up a black dude and he's just, you know, going down on him.
Yeah.
He got 30 minutes. He's like, I need at least 10 minutes for my closing act.
I've been saying this. Razvan's set needs to just be him finding new ways to suck a dick. I've been saying this for a long time. Like, just keep finding. That's the creativity part. Just find new ways to suck dick, please. That's all
Yeah, I
want.
tell you, man, we gotta help this guy, man.
No, it's not about me, guys. It's about all of us. It's
Nah,
about all of us.
dude.
Oh, now he's shy. Now you're shy.
I'm not shy. Who you? I'm not shy.
God damn it.
I'm so glad I was on another page.
Liam, thanks man, for
Yo.
hosting, buddy.
What's that?
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Thanks
man,
very much for
cool.
hosting.
This seems like
Yeah.
it's time to leave. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Before he starts
I'm
getting dick
going.
out.
Yeah.
Love you guys. You're awesome.
Thanks so
Bye,
much,
bye.
guys.
Bye.
Yo, Razvan, just
Bye,
ain't no homo
guys.
after every.
Yeah, it's okay,
Thanks,
man.
man.
Guys, see you next time. See you next time.
Later. Cool.
It's good to see everybody.
Cool.
Yo.
Bye.
Oh.
See you later, Liam. Thank you so much.
Yo,
Sorry,
one
that's my
per-
husband. I didn't
one
realize it was
person
going.
left.
Bye.
One person left. They killed the whole video chat.
Yeah, no, Razvan said about his dick. Razvan went to get his dick out, and we went, you know what? Good time to leave.
Yeah,
Good time
We've
to leave.
seen enough.
Anyway,
There's enough.
mwah, mwah. Love you all.
Thanks, Liam.
Love
I hope
you.
to see you in
Bye,
real
guys.
life. Nice to see you guys.
Bye.
Thank you too,
Bye.
Rachel.
Good night.
Bye.